kujenga na kuangaza nchi. Nuru ya maendeleo, nuru ya ustawi, nuru ya ubunifu.
Dial *977# or download my Power app to access Kenya Power services fast and easy. Kenya Power, nuru ya Kenya.
Life changes, and so can your insurance. In the event you are unable to pay your life insurance premiums for some reason, and you have paid your premiums for at least 3 years, don't worry. Your premiums haven't gone to waste. Your policy may remain in force under paid-up value, giving you reduced but valuable cover with no extra premium payments. It is recommended that you do not cancel your policy before maturity to receive the full benefits of your policy. Talk to your insurance company in the event you have challenges paying your insurance premium. Read and understand the terms and conditions of your policy. This message is brought to you by the Insurance Regulatory Authority, IRA. IRA, Bima Bora kwa Taifa.
Well, the 17th of July 2026 and post-by-election in Ol Kalou constituency, County 031, and that is Manyara. Now, according to President William Ruto, it was a win for the DCP candidate, but that does not mean it is the end. And he says, watch out, the future looks brighter, especially for the ruling party. Well, this and so much more coming up on our news brief here on Easy Friday. Let's take a look at the stories that have been making headlines.
Sami Douglas Kamau Wawero of DCP, 35,440.
Ol Kalou poll aftermath. DCP celebrates its candidate's win in the parliamentary by-election as UDA downplays the defeat.
Utakuwa na Kenya baada ya uchaguzi. Na lazima tuishi kama ndugu moja, watu wa taifa moja.
Politics of unity. President William Ruto cautions against divisive politics, maintains Kenyans will elect leaders based on their development records. And UON's new sheriff, Professor Ayub Njoroge Gitau, appointed as the new Vice Chancellor of the University of Nairobi, ending a prolonged leadership vacuum. Welcome. This is Easy Friday. I'm Regina Manyara, and this is KBC Channel 1. Now, the Democracy for Citizens Party DCP candidate Sami Kamau Wawero has been declared the Ol Kalou parliamentary by-election winner after securing 35,440 votes. The Independent Electoral and Boundaries Commission (IEBC) announced the results Friday morning, with the United Democratic Alliance UDA candidate Samuel Mushina Nyaga coming a distant second with 5,450 votes.
Douglas Kamau Wawero of DCP, 35,440.
According to the official results announced by the Independent Electoral and Boundaries Commission on Friday morning, the DCP candidate garnered 35,440 votes to defeat United Democratic Alliance candidate Samuel Mushina Nyaga, who received 5,450 votes. Jubilee Party candidate Wilson Kigwa finished third with 198 votes, followed by Stephen Wanyoike Waithaka with 103 votes, Timothy Kamau Kariuki with 51, Edwin Kariri Mushiri with 28, Abdifata Hussein Abdullahi with 19, Edward Madenge Mwaniki with 16, and Rachel Wangui Njoroge with 11 votes. In his victory speech, Waweru thanked Olkalau residents for their support, pledging to serve the constituency and deliver on his mandate.
Thank you so much, the people of Olkalau. I will serve you diligently with the best of my ability, and I pray God to help me serve you the best that I can. I've always been telling you that has been my prayer to God, that He does not only give me the seat, but also gives me the wisdom to serve you in the best way that you can be represented.
He also commended IEBC for overseeing what he described as a credible election, while calling on his competitors to work together for the development of the constituency.
But I also want to thank the IEBC. Today you did a very commendable job. You did something out of the extraordinary. We had been told of many theories where that this result will not be announced, there will be infiltration. But you have risen above board.
The Independent Electoral and Boundaries Commission said the process was conducted in line with the law. They noted that the constituency recorded a voter turnout of 57%, with 41,656 ballots cast out of 73,480 registered voters. The win marks DCP's first parliamentary victory since its formation and sets the stage for political realignments ahead of the 2027 general elections. For KBC Channel 1, I am Teresa Mutai.
Sami Kamau Ngodo officially started his journey to the 2026 All-Kalau constituency by-election after clinching the Democracy for Citizens Party ticket in May 2026 following party primaries. Ngodo has been described as a people-centered politician based at the grassroots, working closely with the people of All-Kalau. A graduate of the University of Nairobi, he also made history as a pioneer member of County Assembly of Karawa in Manyara County.
Sami Kamau Ngodo started his active political career in 2013 after being elected the first member of County Assembly for Karawa Ward on a Democratic Party of Kenya ticket following the introduction of devolution. During his tenure, he is credited with sponsoring the Nyandarua County Bursary Bill. In 2017, he sought re-election as an independent candidate and lost the seat. He later shifted to national politics and ran for the Olkalau parliamentary seat on a United Democratic Alliance ticket in the 2022 general election. He, however, finished second after losing to the late David Njuguna Kiaraho, who contested under the Jubilee Party. Ngodo served as a protocol officer and political advisor in the office of former Deputy President Rigathi Gachagua, a role he held until the period following Gachagua's impeachment. He later joined the Democracy for Citizens Party, DCP, where he served as Nyandarua County Coordinator, helping build the party structures at the grassroots level. Following the death of Olkalau Member of Parliament David Njuguna Kiaraho on Sunday, March 29, 2026, Ngodo joined national politics again.
Mheshimiwa Sami Kamau Ngodo.
He clinched the DCP ticket to contest for the Olkalau parliamentary seat after garnering 12,957 votes against Paul Waiganjo, who garnered 4,978 votes in the party primaries. Education-wise, Sami Kamau went to the University of Nairobi, where he earned a bachelor's degree in agricultural economics, a background that shaped his interest in agriculture, rural development and economic empowerment. Nancy Okware, KBC Channel 1.
Now, congratulations indeed are in order, and we hope that the development projects will continue down in Ol Kalou. Now, President William Ruto has urged Kenyans to reject divisive politics and safeguard national unity, saying elections should never threaten the country's cohesion. Speaking in separate meetings in the State House, where he hosted leaders from Bungoma and Makueni County, Ruto cautioned that leaders will ultimately be judged by the impact they leave in the lives of people and not as a result of political rhetoric. Our reporter Jacqueline Mambiro has more.
With the country edging closer to the next general election, President William Ruto is calling for restraint, urging Kenyans not to allow politics to divide the nation. Addressing grassroots leaders from Bungoma and Makueni counties, the president warned elections are temporary, but Kenya's unity should come first.
Ile kitu mimi nauliza wananchi wote wa taifa letu la Kenya, tudumishe umoja. Kwa sababu baada ya uchaguzi Kenya ni yetu sisi zote. Hatutaki maneno ati mpaka tunaamini ya kwamba uchaguzi inakuwa life and death ama inakuwa yani kufa kupona. Hapana. Kutakuwa na Kenya baada ya uchaguzi. Na lazima tuishi kama ndugu moja, watu wa taifa moja.
He cautioned politicians against exploiting ethnic differences, urging them instead to focus on delivering meaningful development to wananchi.
Mimi niliamua mbele nikasema hii Kenya imecheleweshwa na siasa ya mirengo, siasa ya ukabila, siasa ya chuki, siasa ya ubaguzi. Na niliamua ya kwamba mimi kwa mapenzi ya Mungu nitawaunganisha Wakenya wote. Na maendeleo nitapanga sawasawa sehemu zote za taifa letu la Kenya.
Speaking to the delegation from Bungoma, Ruto maintained the government is keen on equitable development through sustained investment in infrastructure, healthcare and economic growth.
Kiongozi anachaguliwa kwa sababu ya mambo ya maendeleo. Na ndio sababu hiyo tulikubaliana na nyinyi. Tukasema turekebishe kilimo, turekebishe elimu, turekebishe matibabu, tuhakikishe kwamba watoto wetu wanasoma na tufanye mambo ambayo yatabadilisha taifa letu la Kenya.
He highlighted key projects underway in Bungoma County, including a 30 billion shilling affordable housing program featuring an 18,000 unit smart city, 15 modern markets and student hostels.
Bungoma kwa mfano tuko na pesa shilingi bilioni 30 ya housing, markets na hostels. Ile university yenu ya Kibabii tunajenga hostels. Zile TVETs ambazo mko nazo na KMTC tunajenga hostels. Soko tunajenga soko 15 mpya Bungoma County.
And in a meeting with leaders from Makueni, the president announced the 15 billion shilling investment in affordable housing, 11 modern markets and student hostels, alongside 2.7 billion shillings allocated for roads development, including the Mali Matiliku and Ukia Kiosini Kiambeke roads.
Barabara imetusumbua sana. Wakati nimechaguliwa rais, tulikuwa na bill ya bilioni 900 billion ya mambo ya barabara. Na ikawa imekwama, barabara zote zimestall. Sasa ndio tumeanza kuzikwamua. Kwa sababu tulitafuta mbinu mpya ya kujenga mabarabara zetu. Budget yetu mwaka huu iko na bilioni 2.7 ya barabara za Makueni. Na hizo barabara tutazishughulikia. We're going to build those roads.
President Ruto maintained that the government's focus remains on inclusive development through investment in infrastructure, healthcare, housing and agriculture. For Prime Edition, I'm Jackie Wambiru.
The United Democratic Alliance has downplayed its defeat to the Democracy for Change party candidate in the just concluded All-Kalau by-election, saying that it is not second-place finish. It proves that it remains dominant a national force. Now this comes as DCP party leader Rigathi Gachagua hailed the victory of its candidate, expressing confidence that the party will continue to win more elective posts. Here are the details.
Sammy Douglas Kamau Waweru of DCP, 35,440.
Hours after Sammy Kamau of DCP was declared winner in the All-Kalau by-election, the United Democratic Alliance Party Secretary General Hassan Omar held a briefing where he conceded defeat, even as they held the party's candidate for putting up a strong campaign.
The UDA party, on my behalf and on behalf of the party leadership, which wishes to congratulate Mr. Sammy Douglas Kamau Waweru. This one, we did not emerge victorious, but it shows you that there's a shifting architecture of national politics. It was initially a Jubilee seat. Jubilee party itself performed very dismally. They got 200 votes. Sasa mimi zetu zinakuja si mingi, lakini hii zetu zinakuja 70, 80, yake inakuja moja moja.
According to Omar, the party remains strong, having won previous by-elections, and will continue fielding candidates in every part of the country.
This particular party, UDA, will not leave out or map out or zone out any part of the country to our competitors. We will participate everywhere. And just let it be known to all and sundry, the president is not giving up, the party is not giving up.
He expressed confidence that the party is still popular even in Mount Kenya.
And we will continue to invest heavily anywhere, during elections and after, out of elections. Hiyo gas ibakie, hizo mattresses ibakie huko, hizo ni kila kitu na tutamaliza zile projects zilianzishwa.
Meanwhile, former Deputy President Rigathi Gachagua has condemned the violence witnessed on Thursday in All-Kalau.
Attacking innocent women, old men and young people, queuing peacefully to exercise their democratic right. It is with profound sorrow that I must inform the people of Kenya that this violence claimed a life.
The people of All-Kalau, I owe my presence here to you. You lifted me from dust. Against all odds, I have become the Member of Parliament of All-Kalau.
According to Gachagua, the victory by DCP has cemented the party's influence in the Mount Kenya region.
Mount Kenya is working hard to mobilize and deliver at least 7.1 million votes in 2027 on our own. We are calling to the rest of the country to join us and add to that number to ensure a victory so overwhelming.
He at the same time called for the release of young people who he says were arrested during the by-election. Nancy Okware, Easy Friday.
So post the by-election in All-Kalau constituency. What's the status report? Details are coming up after this particular breather. Do not go away.
The National Treasury is pleased to announce the official launch of the financial year 2027-28 and medium-term budget preparation process. This significant event will take place on 22nd July 2026 at the Kenyatta International Convention Center, KICC, starting at 8:30 a.m. The key areas of focus will be highlights on Medium-Term Plan 4, MTP4, macroeconomic outlook for the medium term, highlights for the financial year 2027-28, and the medium-term budget process. The event is open to the public to promote transparency and inclusiveness in budget formulation. Members of the public are encouraged to follow live updates and coverage via the National Treasury's official social media channels.
Did you know that you can purchase a last expense insurance for you and your loved ones? Consider purchasing this insurance policy to avoid unnecessary stress and fundraising when you lose a loved one. The policy covers funeral-related expenses, thus easing the burden of losing a loved one. Now you know. Read and understand the terms and conditions of your policy. This message is brought to you by the Insurance Regulatory Authority, IRA. IRA, Bima Bora kwa Taifa.
Umemeni nguvu ya safari yetu, nuru ya kujenga na kuangaza nchi. Nuru ya maendeleo, nuru ya ustawi, nuru ya ubunifu.
Dial star 977 hash or download My Power app to access Kenya Power services fast and easy. Kenya Power, nuru ya Kenya.
This is quite a game. It'll be a free kick. Oh, what a goal! Ecstasy, euphoria, and emotion overflows.
Kesho ya kila mtu huanzia mahali fulani. Wakati mwingine inaanzia hapa. Pesa zinapoanza kusonga, ufanisi hufuata. Kupitia watu wanaoleta maendeleo, wakiweka misingi ya leo, huku wakihakikisha usalama wa kesho. Kugeuza malengo kwa urithi wa kudumu na maono kwa ufanisi wa kesho. Haijalishi umbali wala muda, ufanisi daima hupata njia ya kurudi nyumbani. Ufanisi unapotembea, huwainua wote waliopo njiani. Mwalimu National. Prosperity for all, forever.
Michuano ya kombe la dunia yanakaribia kilele na sasa ni kufa kupona. Farasi wawili wanaopatana ugani, ni mmoja tu ndiye atakayesalia, huku mwingine akifunganya virago na kuelekea nyumbani. Je, ni timu gani itakayotwaa ubingwa huu mnamo Julai 19 pale MetLife Stadium? Jibu hili utalipata hapa KBC Channel 1, tukikupeperushia matangazo ya FIFA World Cup moja kwa moja kutoka Mexico, Canada na USA.
Goal! They've done it!
Pia unaweza kupokea matangazo haya kupitia stesheni za redio za KBC. Istoshe, kwa wale wanaopenda kuona mechi kupitia big screens, KBC itawatembelea mtaani kwenu. World Cup iko KBC. KBC, your true sports partner.
World Cup iko KBC na Kenya ina watch pamoja. Nairobi, Nakuru, Kitengela, Olkalu and Kisii. Come join your favorite KBC presenters and DJs kwa ground. Feel the Bao fever in every city.
Welcome to the Morindat Institute of Oil and Gas with campuses in Nairobi, Nairobi, Naivasha, and Eldoret. At Morandat Institute of Oil and Gas, we equip learners with world-class practical training tailored for real-world dynamic challenges. At our Eldoret branch, we specialize in firefighting and oil and gas economics. We offer competitive courses in welding, mechanical and oil and gas operations at our Nairobi campus, and corporate courses and modern training facilities at our Naivasha campus. Our expert faculty delivers globally relevant programs designed to meet the rising regional and international demand for oil and gas expertise. Join us today. For inquiries, call us on 0704 801 596 or 0713 693 379, or send us an email at miog.ac.ke.
Welcome back. Now, normal business has resumed in Alcala after weeks of intense campaigns that culminated on Thursday by Thursday's by-election. The declaration of the winner of the mini poll by the Independent Electoral and Boundaries Commission marked the end of the busy exercise. Here's our reporter Giverson Minor with more details.
Sammy Douglas Kamau Waweru of DCP, 35,440.
Hours after the Independent Electoral and Boundaries Commission IBC announced the winner of the All-Kalau parliamentary by-election, signifying the end of the democratic exercise. Police officers, both uniformed and non-uniformed, deployed to man the mini poll, began a drawdown. The contingent of the police service members had been stationed at Salient School, where they were deployed to various polling centers. Several water cannons had been stationed in various parts of the country, also left for Nairobi. The town quickly returning to its previous state. Businesses and shops opened. Public transport also returned to full normalcy. However, the roadblock for security checks erected at Captain Center along Gilgil All-Kalau Road was active by the time we did a spot check at 2 p.m. With the All-Kalau parliamentary seat by-election concluded, it's also a job done for the policemen and women who had been deployed to man security. Hundreds of them have been leaving since morning to their various workstations across the country. Giverson Minor, KBC Channel 1, All-Kalau, Nyandarua County.
Now, the Kenya Kwanza administration has launched a fresh crackdown on contractors blamed for delaying key government projects, with Interior Cabinet Secretary Kipchumba Murkomen warning that firms failing to deliver will be kicked out. The warning comes as the government races to complete stalled projects amid growing public pressure from delayed service delivery.
Mmeona yale ilifanyika jana huko All-Kalau. Mliona uchaguzi ulifanyika kwa njia ya amani. Kama kulikuwa na dosari yoyote kwa All-Kalau kwa mambo ya usalama, nimesema kwamba uchunguzi wa kina ufanywe na mtu yoyote atapatikana na makosa achukuliwe hatua ya kisheria, kuhakikisha kwamba tunapoenda uchaguzi wa mwaka kesho, sisi tutaweka mikakati ya kutosha. Hawa wale ambao wanatupigia kelele na wanatengeneza goons, wao wakishinda uchaguzi ilikuwa mzuri, lakini wakishindwa uchaguzi ilikuwa mbaya. Lazima wahakikishe kwamba they must be forthright, whether they lose or they win. And I must assure the country, there is no parallel system of security in this nation. There is only one Inspector General of Police, and there is one National Police Service.
To politics, the Linda Mwananchi movement has vowed to continue championing the legacy of the late former Prime Minister Raila Odinga, committing to continue popularizing the movement to strengthen its structures at the grassroots level. Speaking in a press briefing today, Siaya Governor James Orengo said the by-election in Ol Kalou has renewed hope for the Kenyan voter and shown Kenyans' resilience and their commitment to change. They accuse the Orange Democratic Movement of losing its independence, saying the party is only a shell of its former self. Elsewhere, coast leaders allied to the broad-based government have intensified campaigns to rally support for President William Ruto's 2027 re-election bid. This and other stories in our Political Watch.
Speaking in Nairobi today, the Linda Mwananchi movement, led by Siaya Governor James Orengo, has vowed to continue popularizing the movement, saying it is the most popular political formation and is committed to championing the legacy of the late Raila Odinga. Orengo, who said that Linda Mwananchi movement is keen on building structures right to the grassroots levels, said that the Orange Democratic Movement has been hijacked by outsiders.
Linda Mwananchi is the most popular political formation. And when I'm talking about political formation, I'm talking about political parties and political movements. If you take them singly or individually, we are the most popular political formation in the country. And that counts for something.
The faction argues that decisions by ODM are no longer independent, including Nairobi Senator Edwin Sifuna's ouster as the Senate Minority Deputy Whip on Thursday.
We in ODM now, we have gotten to a place where we know that decisions affecting ODM and its membership are no longer made at Chungwa House. Those decisions, including the decision that followed yesterday to remove me from the position of Deputy Whip in the minority.
Elsewhere, coast leaders allied to the broad-based government have intensified campaigns to rally support for President William Ruto's 2027 re-election bid, saying continued backing for the Kenya Kwanza administration will unlock more development projects in the region.
Sisi tulipoangalia tukaona kura ya William Ruto ametujali na ametupa faida kubwa, na sisi hatuna lingine kwa sababu anayetufanyia wema na sisi tunamfanyia wema.
In Nyaribari Chache constituency, Jubilee Deputy Party Leader Dr. Fred Matiang'i condemned emerging cases of political violence and gunnism following the recent attack on the Linda Mwananchi convoy at Keumbu Market in Kisii that left one person dead. Matiang'i termed the loss of life regrettable and called for an end to violence during political activities.
Tunatoka hapa leo kwenda kushika yule kijana ambaye alikufa kwa sababu ya hii maneno. Iwe leo ndio siku ya mwisho ya kuongea mambo ya goons na mambo ya violence ya
Finally, officials in Rongo constituency, Migori County, have condemned political violence following an attack that left one person injured, calling for peaceful campaigns ahead of the 2027 general election. The victim, Tobias Ochieng Kongo, is receiving treatment at Migori County Referral Hospital after allegedly being attacked by a group of armed men with crude weapons in South Kamagambo ward.
Hapo wakanipiga, wakanigonga na panga na nati mpaka nikaanguka chini. Damu kuanza kutoka, nikapoteza fahamu. Sasa hapo ndio nilijikuta siwezi ongea.
As a party, we always advocate for peace, understanding, and we always insist that let people fight for policy difference.
For Easy Friday, I am Teresa Mutai.
Away from politics, a family of 3 has died after a night fire razed their home in Olbobo area, Bomet East Sub-County. The victims, a mother, her 9-month-old baby, and a house help were trapped inside the timber house when the fire broke out at around 2 a.m. According to witnesses, efforts by the first responders and neighbors to rescue the three were unsuccessful as the huge flames engulfed the two timber houses, leaving no chance of escape. Bomet Sub-County Police Commander Michael Singer said the cause of the fire remains unknown, with investigations now underway. The bodies of the deceased were moved to Longisa County Hospital mortuary. The incident comes barely 3 weeks after another fire tragedy in Chepalungu, Bomet County, where 3 children lost their lives.
Tulisikia nduru kitu saa 8 ndio tukakimbilia hapa kupata moto imewaka. Though hiyo moto ilikuwa tu chikoni, but baadaye ka proceed kaanza kushika hizi nyumba zote. Watu wangapi wale? Ni mama na mtoto na mfanyikazi, so wote walikuwa 3. Tulijaribu kusima hii moto lakini upepo ilikuwa kubwa na nyumba zenyewe zilikuwa za mbao.
The fire consumed the whole building very fast, and upon search, after the fire was put off by a police officer, being assisted by members of the public, we managed to recover 3 bodies which were burnt beyond recognition. So after the fire was put off, nothing could be recovered since everything was consumed by fire.
Quite unfortunate there. May the soul of the departed there rest in peace, and investigations lead to the arrest if someone indeed was behind setting the house on fire. But investigations are underway. Now, chaos erupted at a restaurant along Nairobi's Langata Road after individuals believed to be auctioneers raided the facility, leaving a trail of destruction. According to the management, the raid was unlawful as the auctioneers used an Eldoret court order to bypass an existing Nairobi injunction that blocked their eviction over rent arrears pending the hearing and determination of the case. The restaurant management is now demanding justice, insisting the Eldoret court acted outside its jurisdiction. Here are the details.
The inflicting court orders have reignited a 3-year tenancy dispute, raising fresh questions over how the eviction carried out on Friday proceeded despite an earlier court injunction issued by a Nairobi court.
Mashini kumeshinda kuzima. Mashini ya barista kahawa. Wakaniita dimido barista. Zime mashini. Ndio nenda kushika main switch. Wakanitoa kaniambia unatuwastia time. Wakanivuruta. Kanirusha nje. Wakaniambia tunawastia time. Wakuna kitu mingi tunafanya.
Ile harakati ya kusaidia zile food staff zirejeshwe ndio akapigwa hiyo chupa. Na baadhi ukiona mastafu wengine hapo wenye walikuwa pale asubuhi wamearasiwa vikali.
The latest standoff stems from a court directive issued by a magistrate court in Eldoret giving the nod for the eviction. Eldoret resident magistrate Naima Kirui Chelangat granted interim orders by the petitioners for the auction. However, the restaurant's management has questioned the legality of the court order owing to jurisdiction boundaries.
There are 3 active court orders as we speak, including one against auctioneers, okay, from evicting or doing anything which are active. My relative and my constituent member, Somali, pays the rent through court, and it's clear. This is uncalled for, this is uncouth, this is un-Kenyan.
Further, they moved to the court under certificate of urgency to stop any further repossession.
What was available was the court order, the 3 active court orders from hotspot against Ochumi that was there. They were not aware, they didn't know what happened. The regional police were not notified. And actually, the auctioneer notified us that he was acting with orders of the OSPD and the OCS Langata. They came here in their numbers to supervise that illegality. It's unfortunate.
The court certified the matter as urgent and ordered all parties to appear in court on the 31st of July 2026. The latest orders also prohibit the introduction of parking fees without notice and the sale of the property pending an inter-parties hearing. Ruth Wamboi for Easy Friday.
Professor Ayub Njoroge Gitau has been appointed as the new Vice-Chancellor of the University of Nairobi. His appointment follows a period of leadership turmoil at the university, marked by governance disputes and management challenges. Professor Gitau's extensive experience in higher education, engineering practice, and university management positions him to lead the university through financial and institutional reforms. Speaking during his inaugural address, Principal Secretary for Higher Education, Dr. Beatrice Inyangala, challenged Professor Gitau to diligently pursue integrity, accountability, and sustainable financing. Professor Gitau expressed his commitment to tackling challenges facing the institution as well as championing research to solve pressing national challenges.
Challenge ahead for Professor Gitau is to revolutionize teaching and learning and research in the university so that the graduates that come out of this university are more equipped with communication skills, collaborative skills, critical thinking skills, and creativity. Most importantly, we have challenged him to diversify funding streams so that the asset base of this university, some of these assets need to be sweated.
The government capitation has been going down, fine. And as I've just said, we are involving our research base, grant attraction. In fact, that is our major area of revenue. Then from there, we have to diversify also on the use of our alumni.
Now, 7 female students from Kadika Secondary School in Migori were on Friday evening released to their parents after spending 2 days in police custody over allegations of drug trafficking. According to court documents filed by the officer or the Office of the Director of ODPP, says from the Directorate of Criminal Investigations based in Migori Police Station recovered a package containing a white substance suspected to be a psychotropic drug concealed inside the right sock of one of the students. A subsequent search on the other student led to the recovery of a second package. The students were subsequently processed and placed in custody, while the recovered exhibits were secured pending forensic examination. Platform aimed at promoting inclusive dialogue on Kenya's future has been launched in Nairobi. The Kenya We Want National Dialogue brings together stakeholders from across different sectors of the economy to foster consensus building and public participation in shaping the country's development agenda. Political leaders have been challenged to shift their focus from politics of handouts and short-term interest to delivering meaningful services that improve the lives of Kenyans. Speaking during the launch of the Kenya We Want National Dialogue in Nairobi, the initiative's president, Esther Waringa, said the country's future depends on issue-based leadership and constructive engagement that places citizens' needs at the center of governance.
Where all Kenyans are invited to be able to speak out, have a conversation, a peaceful conversation on how we can address issues to do with water, agriculture, energy, education, governance, corruption issues, parliamentary issues and processes, election issues and processes. We would want to address this. And this is the first edition that we have officially launched today, and we look forward to up until the 15th edition.
Our leaders, people, please let's pray for this so that we can attain the Kenya we want. We pray for the administration, we pray for the president and all stakeholders in the government sphere and also all other people from all spheres of life in Kenya.
This country belongs to all of us. If we burn it today, our children are coming after us. What lesson are we telling the young people that are coming behind us?
Welcome to the Morindat Institute of Oil and Gas with campuses in Nairobi, Naivasha, and Eldoret. At Morindat Institute of Oil and Gas, we equip learners with world-class practical training tailored for real-world dynamic challenges. At our Eldoret branch, we specialize in firefighting and oil and gas economics. We offer competitive courses in welding, mechanical, and oil and gas operations at our Nairobi campus, and corporate courses and modern training facilities at our Naivasha campus. Our expert faculty delivers globally relevant programs designed to meet the rising regional and international demand for oil and gas expertise. Join us today. For inquiries, call us on 0704 801 596 or 0713 693 379, or send us an email at miog.ac.ke.
Messi to the edge of the England box. Fernandes again. Brilliant. Simply brilliant. Argentina level it.
Jude Bellingham makes an all-but effort, but England are too far. They're too disconnected. VAR will have a quick look. I think Messi will be okay. He'll be played on by someone from England in midfield. And England retreat. And Fernandes from 25 yards, bump. Bellingham can't do anything about it. It's an outstanding. He's had a couple of testers. This time, he didn't need another invitation.
I am Chef Ombachi. Today I'm cooking ugali na Ajab Premium Maize Meal. Boil water, done. Add Ajab Premium Maize Meal. Done. Grab your mwiko and stir the mixture. Done. Enjoy the amazing aroma. Enjoy incredibly soft ugali. Done. Ingia ligi ya kipekee na Ajab Premium Maize Meal.
Sporting theatre this. Messi drives it in. Pickford through the crowd did enough. For now, Molina. Crossed by Messi. It's a beauty. What a save by Pickford. Time and again, he comes up in the clutch moments for his country. I cannot remember a more brilliant save than that one.
Oh, there's been a lot of talk about the comparison between Pickford and Shilton. Well, I'll tell you what, if this turns out to be the save that gets them to a final, he may just overtake the great man Peter Shilton.
The 2026 FIFA World Cup is coming to the end, and what a tournament this has been. Giants have fallen. Brazil, Germany, and even the fairy tale of Cabo Verde has come to an end. Now only 4 teams remain, and as we start the kick-off to the semi-finals and the finals, BBC World Service and KBC English Service will bring you live the action of the remaining matches. Catch all of them on KBC English Service and BBC World Service.
Welcome back. Corporate organizations have been challenged to play a greater role in promoting and nurturing young, talented ladies from the grassroots levels. The call was made by Bernice Karaoke from the Pepeta at Najami initiative, where 400 women from Kangemi received a donation of sanitary towels. Bernice said access to sanitary products will remain a major challenge for many talented girls, forcing some to miss opportunities during their menstrual cycle. She noted that corporates can help bridge the gap by investing in sustainable community-based menstrual health programs.
The grassroots levels, which falls under part of the Pepeta na Jamii empowerment programs, is something that we hold dear as the Pepeta brand. And we did one sports tournament, and for the next one we will have ladies as well as part of the tournament.
In other quarters, it's referred as menstrual poverty. Now, epilepsy remains one of Kenya's most common neurological disorders, affecting an estimated 1 million people. Yet for thousands of families, the greatest battle is not only controlling the seizures, but also finding timely diagnosis, affordable treatment, and a health system close enough to support them. In Kajiado County, a specialized epilepsy clinic has been opened to bring care closer to the community. Our reporter Aaron Marie has the details of the new facility that is expected to improve healthcare for epileptic patients.
For many individuals living with epilepsy, every seizure tells a story of resilience, as the distances they have to travel in search of specialized affordable healthcare.
Mimi nimetoka Kiambu, sasa Rimuru, na before nipate usaidizi, the first hospital nilienda ilikuwa ni Kenyatta. Ukienda hospitali yote wanakuambia hawaezi.
Beyond this, they also have to battle with stigma.
Sometimes unatengwa kwa jamii. Kama ni shuleni pia unatengwa, na pia ukikuwa mkubwa kama saa ukijaribu kutafuta kazi, kama mimi niko industry ya hair and beauty, unapata unaenda unauliza kazi mahali, but the moment maybe mwenye amekuandika analrealize uko na hii condition, ana feel maybe unaweza anguka na maybe umpotezee wateja wake.
Epilepsy can be caused with a lot of conditions, head injuries, obstruction of labor, a lot of things like those ones can cause epilepsy.
He wasn't born with it, but was diagnosed later after losing his father.
Vijana mnaambiwa wanaume haufai kulia. So I think sikupewa hiyo chance ya kumon, and eventually nika enter into a coma, and so from there walikuwa wanatibu nao hiyo coma, so si pelekwa kitu kama counseling. So eventually nikaanza kuanguka.
Many spend years relocating in search of proper treatment, while others abandon treatment altogether owing to cost or the misconception that epilepsy is caused by supernatural forces rather than a neurological disorder.
Watu wengi wana assume ni either ni kurogwa ama ni ile tu fainting ya kawaida tu, mtu aende hospitali na ndio aweze kufanyiwa the right diagnosis.
Epilepsy has silently affected entire households.
Niko na kijana wa sister wangu ambaye akona epilepsy. Akona epilepsy tangu kuzaliwa, akiwa mdogo akona hiyo ugonjwa ya kifafa. Kuna challenges sometimes, hajaenda shule, alikuwa ameanza shule kidogo mpaka class ya kwanza akakuja akaacha shule.
And Kenya has made significant stride in improving epilepsy care.
Previously there was a lot of stigma about epilepsy within the communities. There is illiteracy, there is no information that has been fed on the people.
Expanded awareness campaigns, increased availability of anti-seizure medication, and partnership between government and civil society have begun narrowing the treatment gap.
We've been doing primary healthcare training for the primary healthcare practitioners. We've also been training the community health promoters on how to identify persons with epilepsy within the community.
We try to make them so comfortable with the medication so that actually we capture them more so that they cannot have that hindrance of money.
But the greatest obstacle is ensuring patients remain on treatment.
Currently, the treatment gap in Kenya is at 80%. That means that only 20% of persons with epilepsy are being managed in health facility.
Health workers estimate that a large proportion of people diagnosed with epilepsy interrupt medication.
Worldwide, we have 50 million people having epilepsy. And in Kenya, we are talking about 1 in every 18 persons within a community.
And as part of effort of enhanced epilepsy care, a new clinic was launched in Kajiado County.
We are here because of 2 key milestones. One is the stigma bench, and the other one is the setup and the launch of the athlete clinic at AIC.
When the community can stand up and understand this condition and reach out and help people with this condition, people will live better lives. So this initiative is so very important.
Health officials believe bringing services into communities is one of the most effective ways of enhancing adherence.
People are now changing their minds and accepting that it's just a disability, it's not a curse. People are now embracing and taking care of people living with epilepsy.
County health officials say the initiative complements ongoing efforts to strengthen primary health care and decentralize specialized medical services.
Kama serikali tutawapea support, tutakuwa pamoja na wao. Any support watahitaji, tutakuwa pamoja na wao.
For years, the Kenya Association for the Welfare of People with Epilepsy has remained at the forefront of epilepsy advocacy, supporting treatment, public education, caregiver empowerment, and campaigns aimed at ending discrimination.
If epilepsy is not treated in a proper way, you will find that it will come with complications. People assume that epilepsy is associated with madness and schizophrenia. This is just a complication on the type of epilepsy that has not been managed properly.
The initiative will expand access to affordable epilepsy services at the grassroots. For many families living with epilepsy, accessing healthcare has meant traveling for long distances. But with the establishment of this clinic here in Kajiado, that means easy diagnosis, treatment, and follow-up within the community. Reporting for KBC Channel 1, I'm Aaron Marie.
Thank you, Aaron, for that particular uplifting report. Now, from the counties, the National Fund for the Disabled, that is NFDK, has appealed to county governments, development partners, as well as well-wishers to join hand in supporting institutions that care for persons with disabilities. Danton Indande reports.
Speaking during the commissioning of a new girls' dormitory at Muriranja's Rehabilitation Center in Murang'a County, the chairman of the NFDK Board of Trustees, Professor Francis Kibera, said the funds receive overwhelming requests for financial assistance due to budget constraints.
Because of limited resources, we are only able to assist 2,500 per annum. And it is our wish to extend that if we get the resources.
Elsewhere, residents of Gidunguchu village in Deya sub-county are living in fear after a known gang broke in and stole a sound system worth millions of shillings at Presbyterian Church of East Africa.
Nilikuwa ije nikiakisha taa hii ya sola. Nikashikwa na watu wawili, wakaanza kunipiga, wakanifuga, alafu wakaniwekelea kitambaa na walikuwa wakisema wataniua, lakini hawakuniua kwa bahati mbaya, lakini walinipiga sana na wakaiba kanisa fiti yote.
Meanwhile, Makueni County Governor Mutula Kilonzo Jr. has reaffirmed his commitment to prioritizing the health and well-being of residents as the county government rolled out universal health coverage, caused to more than 10,000 vulnerable residents of Mwote and Ziwi ward.
The government of Makueni County paid the social health fund for these households after they registered. Of course, registration under SHA is free, but now to access those additional services, they will then they will then require to pay the social health insurance fund, and that is what we have paid for.
And businesses in Kitale town came to a standstill as teachers, parents and residents turned out in large numbers to welcome pupils of Mary Immaculate Schools after they were crowned champions in the Rift Valley Music Competition that was held in Eldoret.
Ukiangalia mtaala wa CBC haswa ni kuweza kukuza talanta, na ndiposa kama shule tumeweza kutenga rasilimali ya kuweza kuhakikisha kwamba wanafunzi wetu tumeweza kukuza talanta za wanafunzi wetu.
The private sector has been encouraged to embrace public-private partnership arrangement to support the implementation of curriculum-based education. According to Bondo Sub-County Director of Education Alfred Mwaimba, the delivery of quality education is a shared responsibility and should not be left in the hands of Ministry of Education alone.
Allow me to, on behalf of the Ministry of Education, to extend our sincere gratitude to the Chief Executive Officer, Mr. Walter Okello, and the entire Walter Okello Foundation for generous donation that you're providing today. Your investment in education is an investment in the future of our nation.
Finally, the Embu County government has defended the land set aside for affordable housing program in Runyenjes, insisting it's a public property jointly owned by the county and the national government, despite emerging claims that a part of the project sits on a private land.
Juzi nikitembea nilikuta kwamba ploti yangu kuna watu wameizingira na mapati, na nikizikiza huku nikiulizia nikaambiwa kwamba wanataka kujenga zile wanaita affordable housing. Sasa mimi naulizanje, ploti ni yangu, ni nani ambaye alikunja kuniomba ama kuniuliza aweke nyumba hapa kwa ploti yangu?
Danton, Indande, Easy Friday.
This is quite a game. It'll be a free kick. Oh, what a goal! Ecstasy, euphoria, and emotion overflows.
Spencer's got to stop Messi, which he did. Messi still weaves his magic though, and here he goes, the crowd are on their feet all around. To be fair,
I have a bit of sympathy. This is the three tackle. Spence does really well. Then Harry Kane has a nibble. Messi keeps going. Gordon comes flying in. Oh.
Did you know? In life, losses and misfortunes occur from time to time. Insurance is a financial protection that takes care of misfortunes that may occur despite measures being taken to prevent them. Insurance helps policyholders mitigate against financial impact of unexpected occurrences. Now you know. Read and understand the terms and conditions of your policy. This message is brought to you by the Insurance Regulatory Authority, IRA. IRA, Bima Bora kwa Taifa.
We're shifting to business here now. Kenya electricity generating company KenGen will increase its electricity generation target by an additional 5,500 megawatts in 8 years in response to rising demand, largely driven by industrial growth. KenGen Managing Director Engineer Peter Njenga says the increased generation will mainly be from renewable sources such as geothermal.
KenGen initially targeted to add 1,500 megawatts of geothermal power to the national grid by the year 2034.
And the fortunate thing is, this field, the geothermal field where we are, has a potential of 1,200 megawatts.
The plan has changed, with the electricity generating company now more than tripling the target to 5,500 megawatts due to rising demand for electricity as the country industrializes.
The country in a whole requires more power. So we have revised our numbers, and we are increasing that from 1,500 megawatts to 5,500 megawatts.
The Olkaria Green Energy Park is Kenya's first geothermal-powered industrial park set up to attract energy-intensive industries through access to affordable, reliable and 100% renewable energy.
And therefore, there is huge potential, and there is, available power that we can supply to these industries.
Maxim Agri Limited is the fifth investor at the Olkaria Green Energy Park. The company plans to invest 2 billion shillings in setting up a fish feed manufacturing plant.
So that means in the future there will be fish feed produced here with 100% renewable energy, which is very exciting, to fuel actually the growing fish farming industry in East Africa. So from here, the feed will go to Lake Victoria, to Tanzania, to Rwanda, to Kenya. So I think it's a perfect partnership.
Peak electricity demand in Kenya currently stands at 2,550 megawatts against a generating capacity of 3,272 megawatts. Kenya is eyeing the global livestock market for its farmers with the rollout of a digital animal identification and traceability system, as well as a mobile app that will see livestock registered and tracked using electronic ear tags. Agriculture and Livestock Development Cabinet Secretary Mutahi Kagwe says the system will empower Kenyan farmers to secure better prices and export their livestock or products.
Livestock contributes about 12% to the gross domestic product, while supporting the livelihoods of millions of Kenyans, particularly in arid and semi-arid lands. The animal identification and traceability system is being rolled out in Kenya. The system turns livestock into verifiable assets by utilizing ear tags that enable real-time tracking.
Animal identification and tracing system that we are launching as the Ministry of Agriculture and Livestock Development. The idea is that an animal is tagged with a chip that is going to trace the animal wherever the animal is.
Kagwe is calling on farmers to embrace the technology for better returns.
The end being the better prices and the ability of the farmer to be able to sell and export his or her animals. That is the purpose of AniTrack. So through that process and through meat that has got a premium price, it is possible then, and we are sure that the animals that our farmers are keeping will fetch higher prices in the global market.
He says the global market is now keen on traceable products whose information such as their origin, vaccinations offered, and the diseases treated for known for safety and transparency.
Itakuwa na ID, identity card, itakuwa na kitambulisho, na watu hawatoweza kuiba mifugo yetu tena.
The system will also support the fight against livestock theft.
Now to Matters Aviation, where the workers have issued a 7-day strike from Monday next week over stalling talks about a collective bargaining agreement and new human resource instruments. The Kenya Aviation Workers Union KAU Secretary General Mos Ndiema says if a deal is not reached with the management of Kenya Airways, Kenya Airports Authority and the Kenya Civil Aviation Authority, the aviation workers would go on strike from the 27th of this month. Here are the details of this and other stories making headlines in our business roundup.
The Kenya Aviation Workers Union says it is concerned that talks about a collective bargaining agreement with the management of institution it draws its membership have stalled. Kenya Aviation Workers Union Secretary General Mos Ndiema says this is adversely affecting the welfare of workers.
About 2-3 months ago, we had a strike at KCA. We agreed, among other things, we have to expedite the CBA process. Mpaka leo, we've not had a single sitting to negotiate. You know, actually it's not a CBA, but CBAs. We've not had a single city, not even one. We can't reduce, you know, interests of our members into some sort of a talk show. We are talking. And let me tell you this time round, we went out of our way.
The aviation workers also have an issue with the new human resource instrument that they claim have eroded gains made in protecting the welfare of workers.
Hiyo na mambo mengine about the instruments, downgrading of jobs, contract employment. I mean, for how long are we going to wait? At a contract tumeambiwa, there is approval. The budget is there. Why haven't they received their appointment letters? Why? Kwa nini hawana appointment letters leo? What are we waiting for?
The union has issued a 7-day strike notice vowing to stage industrial action from 27th of this month if they don't strike a deal to avert the industrial action.
And having attempted, you know, to resolve them amicably with the respective employers and without success, today, the 17th of July 2026, Kenya Aviation Workers Union issues a 7-day strike notice. The strike notice will be effective Monday, 20th, 2026.
Ezekiel Owino for Easy Friday.
It's indeed going to be quite the weekend, so to speak, in as far as Matter Sports is concerned. The World Cup final is just around the corner, and the position 3 game is going to be playing over the weekend. So who's going to carry the day? Well, so much more on sports coming up. But for now, let's take a quick breather, and Daniel Bohom is on the other side of the studio with updates around the World Cup as well as other sporting fields.
Outside of living memory to retain the FIFA World Cup. Messi to the edge of the England box. Fernandes again, brilliant, simply brilliant. Argentina level it. They never stop believing. Fernandes has had 3 or 4 off the target. They're taking the pummeling of their lives here. Messi crosses. It's too good. It's 2-1 to Argentina.
And watch this for a cross. It's absolutely outstanding.
I know he's been a bit off his best.
Dial star 977 hash or download My Power app to access Kenya Power services fast and easy. Kenya Power, nuru ya Kenya.
Join us today and enjoy quick loan approvals, attractive returns on your investment, and unmatched customer experience. Membership is now open to all. Port Saco, uplifting people.
World Cup iko KBC na Kenya ina watch pamoja. Nairobi, Nakuru, Kitengela, Olkalu and Kisii. Come join your favorite KBC presenters and DJs kwa ground. Feel the bow fever in every city.
A very good evening to you. My name is Daniel Wahome and welcome to Easy Friday Sport. We start with volleyball, where Kenya Prisons started a quest to reclaim their first Kenya Volleyball Federation Women's National League title in 5 years, as they served off to a perfect start following a 3-1 trouncing of defending champions Kenya Pipeline during Game 1 of the best-of-3 series at the Moi International Sports Center Kasarani Gymnasium in Kasarani. Pipeline had a bright start and backed the first set 25-23. Prisons, backed by the experienced trio of Braxidi Sagala, Laureen Chebet, and Pamela Masaisai, revealed the matters reclaimed the second set by winning 25-16. The Josephat Barras coached outfit wrapped up their victory by claiming the third and fourth sets 27-25 and 25-23. The winner will be declared on Sunday after the culmination of Game 3. The league champion, as well as the first and second runners-up, will earn slots to represent the country in the CAVB Africa Women's Club Championship. And while all representatives, Kenya have begun an inspection tour of Kenya's sports facilities ahead of the 2027 Netball World Cup Africa qualifiers, which will be hosted in Kenya. World Netball representative Joan Smith and Africa Netball president Rebecca Ture toured the Kasarani Indoor Arena and designated venues that will host the qualifiers to assess Kenya's levels of preparedness. The visit comes just days after the election of the new Kenya Netball Federation leadership led by Immaculate Kafuda on the 4th of July, marking a new chapter for the sport as the federation seeks to strengthen its governance and restore Kenya's standing on the continental stage.
We have been going loud. We have done a courtesy call to our principal secretary, Erija Mwangi, and we have confirmed that we are really going to host the Africa Cup, and we are ready.
And record FKAF Premier League champions Gor Mahia have unveiled an innovative fan-driven fundraising campaign ahead of this season's CAF Champions League in partnership with their sponsors, Kansai Plascon Kenya. The initiative, known as Wall Cover Kogalo Edition, will be used to finance the club's 2026-2027 Continental campaign. Let's get the story.
As record Kenyan Premier League champions Gor Mahia intensify preparations for the CAF Champions League return, fans have the opportunity to financially support the club through a first-of-its-kind initiative dubbed Walk Cover Kogalo Edition.
I want to urge other corporate entities to follow suit and put in money in the community soccer clubs as a way and means of revitalizing the standards of soccer in the country.
Gor, who reclaimed the Football Kenya Federation Premier League title, will represent the country in the continent's top club football the coming season when the preliminary round kicks off in September.
You can see that after 6 months, it's been increased, and not only the terms of the previous original one, we are getting another version of partnership that is measured by performance.
Kansai Plascon Kenya will dedicate a percentage of the proceeds from every sale of the Walk Cover Kogalo Edition to support the club's continental campaign.
And what we will be doing is, of course, we'll be promoting it, but a portion of the sales of this special edition wall cover will be contributed to the Gor Mahia team as a fund for these CAF Championship Leagues.
Kogalo will be aiming to make a strong impression in the CAF Champions League, where they will come up against some of Africa's top clubs.
And Football Kenya Federation has intensified efforts to professionalize local football after convening a club licensing workshop for the Sport Pesa League clubs ahead of the 2026-2027 season. The workshop brought together club officials from across the top flight football to enhance their understanding of the Football Kenya Federation's club licensing regulations and the minimum standards required for participation in the upcoming season. During the session, clubs were taken through the 5 key licensing pillars, namely sporting, infrastructure, personnel, administrative, financial, and legal, which form the basis for licensing and continued participation in the league. Club representatives were also encouraged to comply with the licensing requirements within the stipulated timelines to facilitate a smooth licensing process ahead of the new SportPesa League campaign.
This club licensing helps us it keeps the clubs in check, kind of, because it helps us to be able to update ourselves with the trends of the world, the professionalism, when you incorporate issues like financials, management, what's supposed to be done so that we can professionalize our league.
And that's Sport 49 from the sporting side. Our conversation starts tomorrow after the bulletin, Dunda at 10 p.m. Pre-match analysis for the bronze final of the FIFA World Cup. It's going to be England versus France. So look out for that. Remember, World Cup, iko KBC. And by the way, if you're in Kitengela, make sure you join our team. They're going to be in Kitengela. There's going to be a watch party over there. So be part of the family. Enjoy the fun, because the most important person at KBC is you who is watching us tonight. Thank you very much for being part of the team. My name is Daniel Wahome. Over to you, Regina.
Oh, I like what you said. The most important person for KBC is you, referring to our viewers. You have been watching Easy Friday. I'm Regina Manyara. I wish you a pleasant weekend ahead.
Life is unpredictable, and accidents may happen, leading to disability, sometimes death. Protect yourself against the uncertainties of disability, death, or medical expenses related to an accident by purchasing a personal accident policy. Read and understand the terms and conditions of your policy. This message is brought to you by the Insurance Regulatory Authority, IRA. IRA, Bima Bora kwa Taifa.
Today I'm cooking ugali na Ajab Premium Maize Meal. Enjoy the amazing aroma. Enjoy incredibly soft ugali.